This notorious Venetian island is now one of the most haunted places in the world. Once home to a flourishing community, turned dark and deadly during the reign of the Black Death. A site of war during Napoleon's reign, and finally, an insane asylum. With all the darkness of its past, it's not surprising that this island is now steeped in paranormal activity. Sometimes our world is full of mystifying, baffling events and entities that defy what we know to be true as human beings. To explain these activities that are beyond our normal comprehension, humans create legends, myths, and lore to try to make sense of them. I'm Katie Decker.
And I'm Sam Tete. We're sisters. Our dad, Dave,
hello there,
is a paranormal legend enthusiast who has an expansive knowledge about events, places, and cryptids. Join us as we test our dad's paranormal knowledge and explore some of the world's most unexplainable legends, myths, and lore.
Welcome to Legend Has It with Dad.
Dad, any ideas what we're talking about today?
That's a toughie.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. I don't think I've heard it.
Different.
You might have got
me.
You got me, I think. I give.
So we're
I'm
talking
surprised
about...
because this is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world. The island of Poveglia.
Never heard of it.
Poveglia is a small 17-acre island in the Venetian lagoon of North Italy, with recorded origins dated all the way back to 421 CE. And it is assumed to have been inhabited as early as 2000 BCE by the indigenous people. Poveglia has a dark history that runs deep. The first recorded inhabitants on the island were refugees from the Republic of Venice, now northern Italy, province, and the city of Padua and the city of Este, who fled their homes during the dark ages of barbarian invasions. The population of the island steadily grew in the 9th century and continued to grow and flourish until they were displaced in 1379 during the Genoese-Venetian War, when they were moved to another nearby island. Around 1380, the government built forts on the island in order to control the entrance of the lagoon. They built 5 octagonal stone forts. One still stands today. For almost 200 years, Poveglia was left abandoned until the 1500s, when history's most destructive and deadly pandemic, known as the Bubonic Plague or the Black Death.
Black Death.
Yes.
It was called the Black Death because of the gruesome pitch black color its victims' flesh turned, mainly the extremities, just before their death. Black Death ravaged the world, killing half the population. Poveglia acted as a quarantining station known as Lazaretto until the late 1500s. The island's jurisdiction was moved under the Venetian Public Health Office in 1776 and became a border checkpoint that checked the incoming ships for illness. In 1793, after 2 incoming ships were discovered to be riddled with Black Death, the island became a quarantine station for plague victims.
Obviously, this was not a good thing. So during the island's second time as a Lazaretto, any people who show signs of the plague were taken out of their homes and dragged to the island basically to die. People also became overzealous and terrified of the plague, so if anyone showed any slight symptom of illness, even like a fever, even if they didn't have the plague, they were dragged to this island.
Boom.
In turn, people who did not even have the plague ended up dying on this island as well. Over time, dead bodies began to overcrowd the island. To take care of this problem, the bodies were burned and then placed in plague pits, which were huge mass graves, where they would bury the victims of the Black Death. Sometimes the victims were not even dead yet before they were burned. So people were burned alive.
Was that like COVID?
Yeah, and like COVID in Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Italy. But were people burned? Or did they just bury
No.
them?
I heard they were, but
I think they were just burying them in mass graves.
yeah.
But
I
who
suppose.
knows with the media these days?
I
Like,
know.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah.
trust
trust.
anybody.
yeah.
Nope.
It was said that the island was always enveloped in ash and smoke. There is at least one plague pit on Poveglia Island, but it is thought that it may have more. It is reported that over a ghastly 50% of the island's soil today is made up of human remains,
Wow.
and there's
Ugh.
still like human remains washing up on shore all the time. Apparently,
Wow. That was way
supposedly.
back then.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That is insane.
I also read that fishermen in the area won't fish in that area of the lagoon because they don't want to catch human remains in their like nets.
I'm sure.
They don't. Boring.
Jeez. That's scary.
I don't like this is all kind of hearsay, so who knows what's the truth. but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
it's pretty gory.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're like it has to be partially true, I would assume, with all the death and everything that went on there.
Yeah.
And back in what was it, 1700s? Like
well,
they weren't
100
great at
thousands and thousands of victims. Yeah, I'm sure there's some bones floating around there.
Yeah. Yeah, so the island was used as a
Lazaretto.
lazaretto from 1793 to 1814, and it was believed that the island is the final resting place for over 160,000 plague victims
Jeez. Wow.
on this 17-acre island.
It's a lot of bio.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
So
Gee.
during Napoleon's reign over the area as the French emperor, he had the church destroyed at the island, and then also he built a lighthouse on the island, and then he also stored weapons there. But after his enemies found out about the weapon storage on the island, they attacked it, shedding even more blood. So now there was a
Ugh.
war on the island.
So now there's like sick spirits and angry spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Revengeful.
Vengeful
Yeah.
spirits.
Yeah.
Revengeful.
Pissed off people.
Revengeful.
Okay. In the 1920s, the Italian government converted the old plague hospitals and military buildings into a new mental hospital that opened in 1922. So the island was and continued to be a place for the unwanted people of Italy. As with most asylums at the time, the treatment of the patients was torturous and inhumane, maybe more so due to the isolated location of the island. There was one doctor whose practice was particularly heinous. It is believed that he performed lobotomies often on patients with using hammers, drills, and chisels with no anesthesia or regards to sanitation. Ew.
Yeah.
It is also believed that he performed some unknown gruesome experiments on the patients in the hospital's bell tower, and their painful screams could be heard across the island. This is giving me Shutter Island vibes.
I think
Yeah,
I
Shutter
read
Island.
that this island, Shutter Island, is based
Inspired it?
Yeah, off
On
of
that?
this.
Really?
Literally, like
Huh.
I saw that. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is Shutter Island vibes.
Yeah, it
That's
really is.
DiCaprio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
movie's good. I should watch it again.
It's so good.
I kind of watched a little bit of it, and I kind of
You gotta watch it at least twice.
I've seen it
yeah,
like
probably.
10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like
really?
you have to watch it at least twice to like fully.
Understand.
Get
But you
it.
still don't really understand. Even watching it multiple times, you're like, oh, could be this. It could be that. It
Yeah.
could be that.
There's
Because it's
different
kind of a
theories.
swoop, boop, 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 like that.
Well, it's just like, it's got a lot of twists.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
ending, it could be like multiple different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Red
Leave us
rum.
your theories on Shutter Island.
Yes.
Let us
Yeah.
know.
So eventually,
Yeah.
the doctor's horrible actions caught up with him. He either lost his mind due to his backwards moral compass, or legend has it that the ghosts of his dead patients started haunting and tormenting him, which led him to jumping off the top of the bell tower. Well, bye.
Bye.
Later.
Some reports also say that he was pushed from the building by the angry spirits. Valid. According to a nurse who witnessed the fall, he survived that fall, but then was enveloped by a thick mist that smothered him to death. And the hospital closed in 1968.
Weird.
68. That's not that long ago.
No.
Yeah, you were like 8.
I was 8 years old.
Mom was a baby.
Apollo 8. Yeah, something like that.
Of course, with all the darkness surrounding this island, there are many, many reports of paranormal activity, making this island possibly the most haunted place in the world. Let's get into all of the reports. So first, of course, patients at the asylum constantly reported sightings, including strange shadow figures and disembodied screams and wails that prevented them from sleeping at night. These reports were written off as symptoms of psychosis or other mental illnesses. But some people believe that people who already are seeing stuff could be just seeing like stuff that we can't see. People who don't have, yeah,
they have talents or can see the other side or whatever.
Yep. So who knows? Now it is illegal to go to the island without government's consent, but several people have been to the island legally and illegally to experience hauntings. Illegally. Wait, have you guys seen that John Cena show on HBO? It's called Peacemaker. He has a pet eagle and his name is Eagly.
Really?
That's funny.
That's such a classic show. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Cool.
Okay. Several people have been to the island both legally and illegally to experience the hauntings, including the Ghost Adventures crew who filmed on the island. Zach. What's his last name? I always forget.
Bagans. It's like bacon strips. You know, the dog stuff.
Yeah, Bagans. Okay.
Now you're not going to forget it.
Yeah.
This is some of the activity that they encountered. So there have been multiple reports of the feeling of being watched, people being scratched or pushed or chased by something invisible, sightings of shadow figures all over the place, disembodied voices, screams, cries, and other strange noises. There's also more sinister reports and gory experiences, including a story from 2016, which was a group of Americans from Colorado who went to the island illegally. They just hired a boat, took them out there. But they only lasted, when the sun went down, they only lasted a few hours and ended up yelling for help until firemen came to rescue them, because supposedly the group was in a state of shock due to whatever kind of haunting encounters that they had. I couldn't find exactly like a story or anything of their experiences, but apparently there's a movie based on that. So not sure what happened there, but they were terrified apparently.
It was too scary to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they sold it to makers of a movie.
Yes.
And then there was another report. I don't know if this one's true, but there was another report from a family or about a family who wanted to purchase the island in order to build their own private estate, because the island has been for sale off and on throughout the years and it's privately owned, but they keep trying to sell it, but the sales always fall through. So allegedly this family decided to spend a night on the island, but they fled from the island within hours of arriving due to the frightening experiences that they had, including their daughter's face almost being ripped off by unseen force.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not very nice. That's rather uncouth, I must say.
That's not very nice as he's changing his light.
I'm trying. Come on, alien. Do something. Don't just
That's
sit there.
crazy.
Yeah, so this place has apparently a ton of activity. And I didn't watch the Ghost Adventures episode about this, but
bacon strips.
There's not that many, obviously, since people can't go there, there's not that many first-hand witnesses. But the author of what's it called? Peculiar Children. What's that book called?
Yeah.
Something. It's like his name's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called. The author, Ransom Riggs, he went on, or was allowed to go out there and do like a video or a photo journal or a photo article of it. So he took pictures of the island and stuff and all the buildings that were left on there. And everything's like falling apart.
Yeah, it's not kept up probably.
Yeah.
In disarray.
Very weird. I don't know really why you would want to go to this island. Like the vibes can't be good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I get if you're a thrill seeker, but still like to even go to somewhere like this and just like for fun and try to like be like, oh, let's see what we can experience. But like all those people died there horribly.
Yeah, a lot of bad karma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure people like if they go there, it's possible that like spirits can follow them home and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can attach.
I will have no part of this.
Well, thank you.
At all.
Yeah, I would not go.
Like I want to go to Italy and I would like look at it from a distance and be like, whoa.
Yeah,
just
that
island.
Be like, there's that that
kind of like Alcatraz. Like I went to San
Yeah.
Francisco, but I didn't feel the need to go on a boat.
Yeah, to go there.
Like get across.
I feel like
the
I would
island.
go to Alcatraz.
Tour.
I feel like maybe I would go to the island.
You would?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
Not for free, but I'd go.
Not for free.
If someone was
They charge you.
No, I mean
$100.
No, if you had to pay, I would not go.
You have to
But
get
if someone was
special
gonna pay
permission,
me-
and it's so hard. Like they make the paperwork extremely hard to complete, just to deter people from going.
Say goodnight to mom.
Yeah, see, that says something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Italian government really does not want people out there, which I don't blame them. Can you imagine what people could find if they were like digging around and stuff?
Yeah.
And people could like steal if it's true that the like human remains can be found on the beach or whatever. I'm sure people could steal those and, I'm surprised you hadn't heard of this, Dad.
No, I haven't.
Especially with it being on Ghost Adventures. I feel like you've seen every single episode.
Yeah.
Before.
Well, no, I haven't. I haven't heard that one.
You have to check out the Ghost Adventures episode.
Yeah, I will.
It was on one other show too. It was like
Oh.
most haunted places.
In
Something.
America?
I'm surprised Josh hasn't gone there.
He should. Josh
He
Gates.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Josh Gates is my favorite.
He is
I know.
good.
I
Josh.
like Josh Gates.
He's funny. He goes to different countries.
He's funny, and he goes to like the places nobody else talks about.
Yeah,
And he's like actual, sort of scientific about it.
yeah.
Also,
He
his
goes-
TikToks are really funny.
He does his own
TikTok?
stuff too.
Yes,
He goes-
it's so funny.
yeah,
He like
to
makes
check
fun
it
of
out.
game shows.
yeah. Does he?
Yeah. That's all for this episode of Legend Has It with Dad. We'd like to thank our listeners, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps us out. We post a new episode almost every Monday.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Yes.
YouTube, all at Legend Has It with Dad. Also, if you have your own paranormal experience that you would like to share with us, email us your story at legendhasitwithdad@gmail.com and we will read it during an episode of Legend Has It.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep looking up. If you have any sightings, let us know.